Well, good evening, everyone on Facebook and on our live call. I'm Robin Blake Mascari, and this is our Monday evening community gathering. We have a lot to go over tonight because we get to do our Nova recap from our big event on Saturday. So we have several field leaders coming on. We have our regular business. We have a lot to celebrate. We are in the right place at the right time. So, Gregory, you want to take things over?
Yeah, I'd love to. Good evening, everyone. And certainly, what an exciting weekend it was. Nova was LifeWave history in the making, and we were kind of riveted to our big screen TV on Saturday with some local distributors amongst us, and took copious notes, pages and pages of copious notes. And I'm happy to say we do have the morning and the evening session now available on our Live Younger our Live Younger YouTube channel. And we'll talk more about that in a bit. But, we've got a full lineup tonight. We're planning on having our Vice President of Marketing, Jim Caldwell, with us. And his travel schedule was such that he had to rearrange it, and he's in flight. So he's 35,000 feet somewhere. But he did do a 9-minute overview this morning. Some of you may have already seen it. It's on the LifeWave Business Builder Facebook group. They did a live session, a 40-minute session, worth going back and watching. So you can watch our highlights tonight, and you can go watch the corporate highlights. But I'm going to play for you right now Jim's 9-minute overview excerpt. And then we're going to turn it over to some of our field leaders who are waiting in the wings that are going to share with you the excitement that they had, and just some highlights from everything that happened. So hold on just a moment, and I'll bring Jim back on here. Let's see, there we go. Share screen. Okay. And gonna optimize that, and here we go.
Hey, everybody, great to have you on board. And Tiffany, Braxton, Emily, we've been kicking around some of the aspects of coming after Nova, which was, as you can probably imagine, for a company, new format, new situation, mounting a 4-hour program in a way that we'd never done before. But the good news is Tiffany and team did a fantastic job, and the feedback has just been absolutely wonderful. Think about the language coordination, content. We had Jason Fowler zoom in live from Boston and making sure that was on time. Little things that you wouldn't know about as we're scurrying around in the background, trying to make sure that everything comes off perfectly. And generally, I think we'd have to say it was a big fat home run. By the way, what did we think about David Schmidt's close? The close, that presentation of the future. Oh my goodness. I sat there going, I mean, really, David is such a clever guy. Think about it. He's a scientist. He's an inventor first. Meanwhile, he can stand there and weave that vision of the future. And we're all going, tell me more, right? We came off of that. I know we all did, really kind of knowing that our future as a company, your future as a member, as a distributor, whether you're brand new or a veteran, our future is secure from the standpoint of what's possible, what's coming, and how we're positioned, whether you or the company, all of us in that partnership, we're so well positioned to take advantage of what he sees and what he intends to bring to life. That's the key. I mean, bringing the future to us now, bringing age reversal to us now, if not soon, as we speak. I mean, I got to tell you, we're so blessed to have a guy like David at the helm, to be able to, lead the charge, be at the front end of the pointy edge of the spear, breaking through, doing things that no one's ever done before, ever. So just to say, you take that, and then of course Rex painted a picture of what's possible, what's coming in the whole marketing department as we come up with new tools and videos and ways in which you can tell your story more effectively and more efficiently, branding elements, just building this thing out. in a way that we haven't had the staff to do it. Now we do. And so 21 is going to be full of those types of wonderful changes. Of course, Emily, here's Emily. Are you kidding me? She's sitting here absolutely tearing it up, talking about what you need to do, training, supporting, encouraging, mentoring, suggesting, right? All the types of things that you need to do, should want to do to build your business and to grow in this company. Her presentations were just so spot on. And by the way, I'm talking about all this, and you may be visiting us and you didn't go to Nova. Maybe you didn't sign up and you're thinking, oh no, I missed all this. That's right, you did. You did miss some things. And so next year, you're going to want to be sure to get on board for the next Nova event, because Tiffany will tell you, we're going to be doing this annually. This is how we're going to launch every year going forward. Nova 21, Nova 22, Nova 23. Can you imagine what that's going to look like? You're absolutely going to want to be there. And of course, I had the chance to introduce this guy, Jason Fowler. Whoa, what an inspiring story. What an incredible guy, right? And what a great tool. The feedback's been very, very wonderful in terms of what a authentic, real human being faced with a challenge when he was 17, lost a feeling from his chest down after a terrible motorbike accident as an off-road champion at the age of 17. And here he is like 35 years later. And this guy's been in like dozens of marathons, dozens of triathlons, 5 Ironmans, 2 world championships as an Ironman. This guy is unbelievable. You talk about attitude. So here's a tool you can use to not only turn people on about how great LifeWave is, because he loves LifeWave, but also to be inspired by, come on, this guy's got a beautiful attitude. What about me? What am I doing? What am I doing? I can certainly keep up with this guy, can't I? It really is an interesting wake-up call. What are you doing to improve your life? Can you keep up with this guy who's had more challenges along the way than most of us combined? And yet here he is going, man, my life is great. I am digging things. I am forging ahead. So, it's those types of tools that Rex and I talk about all the time, wanting to bring more and more of those to the party. Of course, Dr. Nicholas came in talking about your why. Jin Long Lee from Malaysia came in talking about, this is what you have to do all the time. Duplication, do the basics. Had some very clever insights on the best way to build your business, repeating the things that he suggested over and over and over again. And Marcy Preble came along with some very practical formulas for making sure you're on the right path. What does she do on a daily basis? And perhaps you want to do what she does. So training like that, the Richard Quick Award, as we awarded to the Ichikawas, who have not single-handedly, but certainly they've played a major part in making Japan grow like this. You cannot believe 30 or 40 meetings a month all over Japan. Just the commitment. They certainly were deserving of the Richard Quick Award. And then I talk about David. I mentioned him before. Oh gosh, talk about bringing it on home, whether it was a scientific presentation in the first 2 hours where he talked about, all right, here's the science, here's what's going on, and here's why we have a very bright future in the world of age reversal. And then he painted the picture of what's possible down the line. So it truly was an incredible event. And I wrote up something and I'm going to read it. Okay.
We had one other distributor, Jim, just the Larry and Nikki first session as well.
You're
They were
right.
awesome too.
That's right. Overcoming obstacles and seeing your way through those moments where you might want to give up. And Larry had a horrible motorcycle accident and they had X39 by their side, as well as a fantastic attitude as he kind of literally scraped himself off the ground and came back stronger than ever. Even Nikki talked about the fact that she had an accident along the way and she fell on her face, for Pete's sakes. And, days later, she had recovered. So you're right, Tiffany. That was a very impactful moment as well. So let me read this to you just to give you a sense. This is what I would say is how to look at what we did here. And then I'll jump away. This is the first of many corporate high production value virtual events designed to connect, inform, train, and inspire our community, you, to develop deeper belief. Think about that, the belief in LifeWave's future and your ability to succeed. We're here to bolster your why, to develop and tell your story better and LifeWave's story better, and give you the kind of tools to be able to tell the story better. Of course, to share the tech every step of the way to improve your chances for long-term success as more and more lives are transformed, right? That's what we're here for. We're here to help people. We're here to give them the gift of health and well-being. And then, of course, this is woven through all of the coming events while we wait. All the virtual events have to contain these types of things while we wait to go live again. We're chomping at the bit to be live. I know Tiffany's going, let me be live, please, right? and of course, all of this as we work to make the promise of age reversal a reality sooner than anyone ever could imagine. So that's it, Emily, I got to tell you. So take advantage of the promos, get back into Nova and review it again, train yourself up, get involved, look at the bonus content. Oh my goodness, so much bonus content is there. You know, I talked to Melinda Connor on another study, conversationally type thing. There's so much there. Look at everything, set your goals and intentions, come off of that zone, look at it over and over the next 2 weeks. Let it seep into you, the possibilities of where this is going. Visualize your success and, you know, plan to attend the next Nova and the net, Emily, get after it. Let's go. We're going places and you've got to come along with us.
Absolutely. Thanks, Jim. I mean,
I can't hear you, Gregory.
There we go. Okay, my screens slip around between things. Wow. The Jim, I got to tell you, Jim is a master. And he really nailed it. You know, knocked the cover off the ball. It was a high quality, high production values, multi-camera shoot. You know, there's some pictures, you know, in the corporate Facebook page of the set where they filmed it all. And it was really, really well done. And Jim is the maestro behind the scene doing that with over 30 years experience in high quality infomercial and television production. So we're very fortunate to have him. So we're going to jump in and talk about the first part, the morning session. And I'm going to pass it back over to you, Robin. And I think Connie and Clarissa are going to assist you in just talking about success in 2020 and beyond.
Well, we have Michelle and Clarissa.
Oh, Michelle. Excuse me.
Yes. Well,
I'm getting ahead of myself.
Like you said, Jim said it was a big fat home run. I love it. And I think I just got all excited all over again. So much happened. So we've got some wonderful leaders on. First, we're going to start out with Michelle, and she gets to start out and talk about what happened in 2020. Michelle, over to you.
Robin. Oh my gosh. For those of you who did not participate on Saturday, I'm sure you're on the edge of your seats and you can't wait to watch the replay. I'm going to watch it again at least once, if not several times in the next 2 weeks. So just a little bit about what happened in 2020. And this was shared by Emily Hollingshead. Global sales in LifeWave increased by more than 2.5 times in 2020. And that was during a pandemic. So it seems that network marketing businesses really are recession and pandemic proof. At a time of uncertainty and change, we had such phenomenal growth. More joined LifeWave in 2020 than in the previous 3 years combined. There were over 25,000 new preferred customers in 2020, most of those in the US and Canada. And that's because we launched our new PC program in September of 2020. And that will be going international here very, very soon. There were more rank advancements in 2020 than in the previous 15 years since LifeWave started. So people are on fire, people are moving up in rank, and we could not be in a better business at a better time, everybody. I'm just so excited, oh my gosh. And then the last thing I wanna share is that there's this wonderful education that LifeWave is providing to all of us. And these are these bi-weekly trainings. There's LifeWave Connect that happens every other week. And if you are not on that, then make sure you go into your back office and sign up for emails from corporate. And then there was the Phil Jones Empower series, which happened in May of 2020, May and June, and it was absolutely fabulous. And we did a recap of that at the end of the year. So that's some of the highlights from 2020. And back over to you, Robin.
Okay, well, thank you, thank you. That was, I mean, we lived through it, didn't we? It was amazing. So I'm going to share a little bit about what Jim and Rex talked about that lays the foundation for what's going on. As everyone knows, we're an international company and we are scaled for growth. What's really important is to know that we are with a company that is prepared to have the kind of hyper growth we're having. They are staffing up like crazy. They have moved and created a new office in Provo, Utah, and they just hired 9 more customer service agents. We have a new customer service, well, it's a contact, I forget what they call it. It's a telephone system, but it's designed, it's a global system, and our customer service is going to go leaps and bounds. So everyone be prepared for that. So the company is scaled for growth. They've opened up offices all over the world in Japan, Taiwan, Malaysia, the Philippines. They have country managers there. And Japan definitely, you know, was the fastest growing country in the world, and very, very exciting. So we have a new recognition manager, Tiffany, and she's in charge of events and recognition. She's doing an amazing job. We've got a whole new team in the marketing department. There's a staff. It's not just Jim anymore. So they're developing the staff. So we're all going to be well cared for. And as Jim talked about, he and Rex are busy talking about the different tools and resources that are available. We're going to hear about one of them in just a minute. So there's a new VIP access for customer service for senior presidentials. They've enhanced recognition, 5,000 new managers, 64 new presidentials, and 43 new senior presidentials. That's amazing. And they launched the Founders Club. We're not going to go into details about a lot of these things right now, but just know this was the largest event Lifeway's ever done. 50 countries, over 3,000 people were there, and very, very exciting. So they already set up next year, which is really exciting. And a little bit, that was from Jim, a little bit from Rex. You know, he said it was the largest event, and it's a chapter of unprecedented growth. And we are amplifying our global influence. You know, the world needs what we have right now. It needs what we have in the wellness industry and the healthy aging and the opportunity. And, you know, especially in this unique time that we have right now. So Rex was brand new in 2020, and boy, did and he built a whole team and created a whole office and country managers. So really the goal is to have a whole new level of support for everyone. So I think everyone's going to be noticing how wonderful that is. And they aim to be relevant and timely and have world-class marketing support for everyone. So they are busy laying the foundation. Rex is working on the website. Just know there's a lot of enhancements coming. The customer experience is tremendously getting enhanced. It's going to be so much easier and easier for customers to order, for distributors to interface with the company, a whole new experience for the preferred customers. And they've got a new creative director named Mimi, and she's hard at work making sure that the look and feel is congruent with who we are. Expanded social media presence. One of the things that's always nice to hear is they're really focused on eliminating the pain points. And I think we all know some of those. And Gregory and I have worked very closely with corporate, and they've been incredibly responsive and receptive to ideas and hearing what's going on in the field. They are actually starting a advisory council that will in different regions around the world. And we are rewriting the future of wellness. So the most important thing is they're really focused and they're hiring people that are really in alignment with their values to empower everyone. So we have a very, very, very bright future. So what I'd love to do is, and Jim did mention the bonus downloads. So for those of you that did purchase the program that Nova, then you can go log in on that link and go look at all those bonus downloads. There's a whole bunch of stuff in there. There's a 25-page workbook from Michelle Polar. It's amazing. I was like, wow, look at this. And it was really fun for me to look at recognition that we had like the number 5 and number 11 top sponsors in the world in our team. And Onyx Cole's team won the seminar with David by having the largest team, which is wonderful. We're very happy for everybody. So congratulations to everyone. So now what I want to do is introduce you to Clarissa, Coach Clarissa up in Canada from the Philippines. And she's an extreme athlete. And she's going to talk a little bit about this brand new tool that we were introduced to, which is on your InTouch app already. You can start sharing. So Clarissa, could you come on screen, please?
Yes, hello.
There you
Hi,
are.
everyone. Yes, I'm here. And do you know why I'm wearing shades? Because our future is so bright. Yes. You know what? I love how David said the future is so bright. And Jim said a while ago that our future is secure. And Michelle just said better business, better time. And you just kept on repeating the future is so bright, right? So, well, like all of you, Gregory, Robin, all of us, I'm inspired. And I love how all the speakers are awesome. The Nova 2021, I agree. It's so simple and very powerful. It's perfectly awesome, no hype, but it's full of hope. Which brings me to share something about Jason's inspiring story. The Ironman world champion, he's a picture of courage, hope, and inspiration. I know that you agree with me. 90% of you who will watch his story will think about athletes or about his character, and that is okay. For me, what I love most is his courage to pursue his passion, his hope to achieve his goals. Now, low hope people focus on symptoms, high hope people focus on solutions. Now we have a solution. He is indeed a picture of high hope athlete. He works harder, right? Instead of giving up. Now you watch his story and what you're gonna do about it and how will you leverage his story is if we will not leverage his story, it will just be another ordinary, inspiring story that will collect dust in our mind. So now, I encourage you to take that inspiration and excitement to serve your purpose as a life wave distributor or as a leader. How? So let me start from my own acts. ACTS. So A, my immediate action. C, my courage to make a difference. T, my purpose to touch lives. And S, to succeed. Then I can inspire you to do the same. As an athlete, I know athletes. I started by asking these exact words. So you can do this too. You may use Facebook Messenger or text or however you want to message or to say these exact words. So here we go. Do you know Jason? So that's how I message my friends. And then whether the answer is a yes or a no, then my next step is to send the picture of Jason. I let them get curious. Then they ask, who is he? Then I encourage them to watch Jason's story from my InTouch. So all of us, all of you, you have ability to use that InTouch and it's for free. So it's not hard selling. It's not being aggressive. It's being assertive. I am politely persistent person to share what I believe and could help others. So from Jason's experience and my own story as an athlete, for more than 2 years that my doctor stopped me from running because of my seizures, I'm back to running again. So it's an information. It's a true story that for sure will inspire them to have a conversation with me. So think about your story that could link with Jason's story. And also, it's a matter of right timing and then ask questions to or sending the right information because the result is more than a sale. because I don't really sell LifeWave patches to them. I sell it for them. That's my mindset. That's my intention, period. So that's what I did after Nova. I asked, write this down. I forwarded the video from InTouch. I get them curious. They liked it. I signed them up. So what had happened to me after Nova? I was able to register a new distributor, and I am encouraging you to do the same. So, in closing, use Jason's inspiring story not just to inspire you, but to inspire people to aspire a better life. So, the future is so bright. Thanks so much, Robin.
Thank you so much. That was beautiful, Coach Clarissa. The future is very, very bright. That was beautiful. And it's turned into business already. Oh my goodness. So we're going to be moving on to one of the highlights, which, for all of us, having the experience of getting to hear David speak, it just, something happens, it shifts us. It shifts me. I can't say what it does for you, but he shows a whole new world to all of us. And I think people's belief in being in the right place at the right time certainly was transformed. So I'm going to bring Connie on and John, and you guys are going to get to go share a little bit about the star of the show, our founder and genius inventor, David Schmidt. So over to you, John.
I'm going to let you guys know I can't get my video on because Gregory is blocking me.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I will fix that in a moment.
Gregory.
We want to see you.
Voila, you are now co-host.
Voila, there I am.
Okay.
I actually wanted to start out. Thank you, John, for joining me with this. The thing that keeps coming across is we're talking about the future, but somebody said something that really clicked with me, and that was, we wear the future. And I love that. And in David's speeches, there's so much to go into, but he talked about that his intention is that we live as long as possible and live as young as possible, right? So he talked a little bit about telomeres, and that these patches actually protect our telomeres. John, do you recall getting excited about hearing that?
Oh, absolutely. And when you talk about telomeres, I mean, it's life. It's youthful life when you can keep those telomeres extended, because as we get older, they get shorter and shorter and shorter, and then naturally aging. And the youthful part is what I enjoy.
Yeah, with the telomeres, that's how you really can tell somebody's biological age, is by the length of their telomeres. So this was super exciting. The other thing that he talked about that we already currently have is currently X39 with copper peptide. By upregulating copper peptide, resets a third of the human genome. But for David, that wasn't enough. He talked about that his goal is to be able to reset 100% of the human genome.
Oh my, you talk about excitement, because I've been wearing these patches for 18 months now. I am personally feeling the 35%, because I feel I can do things I couldn't do 2.5 years ago. And I feel like I'm 30. My biological age just feels like I'm in my 30s. So to feel like I'm in my 20s, if it gets extended, would be incredible.
Yep. He talked about also in this, you want to go back and look, and he talked about a possibility of patches to come. I mean, we know that there's then things like NAD and a lot of different things that, if he can do glutathione and he can do carnosine, he can most certainly do NAD and some of these other things that will drastically change how people are aging. What did you see in that?
I mean, when you're around someone like him, that that once they accomplish a patch that does something, and especially since he's moved into the regenerative field, it's like he's just come to life again with everything that he wants to do. And I'm just thrilled. I'm really, I can't tell you how excited I am that I was on that, re-listened to it, and I'll re-listen to that again and again and again.
You know, when I had the good fortune to meet David, in another couple of weeks, it'll be a year ago, right before everything shut down, I had the good fortune for my husband, Barry, and I to go over and meet with David and take a good look at this company. And one of the things that was so exciting is he was already talking about the things that he talked about at the end that said, this is what the future holds. Some of them are life waves, some of them are not, but this is what the future holds. And the fact that already he had available what you heard Jim talk about, you know, we have a pipeline that's already full, and any distributors, that was a piece and a feature that they're looking for. They're not just looking for what he's doing now, which nobody else can do, but what else do we have to come? And that's really exciting for the longevity of all our businesses.
Yeah, and when you think about 10 years, think about how fast we've come. And he talked about that. You know, just 15 years ago, the possibilities of what's here now were just a thought. You know, think about the cell phone. I mean, the cell phone's not even, you know, what, 20 years old, 25 years old. It's amazing. What the 10 years will be crazy.
It's going to be fun. So that's, I mean, go back and rewatch both of David's keynotes, his keynote and beyond. Do you have anything, John, that got you excited that you want to add before we move on?
Yeah, I do, because he started his keynote speech with something that really impacted me, which has impacted me for quite a while. Belief. That you have to believe that you can actually become younger, that you actually have to believe that you can actually reverse your biological age. Because once you believe it, then it happens quicker for you. And that was about mindset, about your biological age, but also about how you approach your life. There was so much he built right into that word of belief in a matter of 2 minutes, was just powerful. And it was, you know, he talked about a study, imagining versus living as if. So start living as if you're younger already and apply some of these things that we learned.
Yep. And David told me just recently that that's actually called the God gene. The studies around that. And it's all about that belief, but there is scientific back to all of this.
You know, and there's so much truth to that. I mean, I'm a total believer in LifeWave. I'm a total believer in all of our patches, but especially X39. And just because I know how I feel. And I'm going to be 69 in a few months. So I'm excited about my future, and I'm excited about being 70 and 80 and 90 years old.
And living your best life.
Exactly.
I wanted to see if we could bring on with us Tim Peak, if you want to go ahead and get on, Tim. And Tim has a background that exceeds mine in explaining a little more of the science. And so, Tim, you were going to go into a little bit about Dr. Melinda Connor, the studies. Those were fascinating.
Right. I appreciate your words, but I'm totally not qualified to go into a whole lot of the science. I did spend like a half a dozen years as a research assistant, so I can speak a little bit to the importance of the research and how it's done. And you guys were both talking about belief and belief in the science, and you can absolutely believe this science. We've all been involved with things where somebody told us something and we just said, okay. And then when you start looking, there's really nothing behind it. This science that they're doing is like the pinnacle of what science is. it's basically like David comes up with an idea and wants to prove or disprove it. He puts that to Dr. Connor, so that there's a separation here. And by the way, Dr. Connor gets paid to do research, but she's not part of the company. She's never worn a patch. She's not involved in the company at all. She does research. So she comes up with a study and designs it in such a way that she thinks it will prove David's point. Then she passes that to someone else yet to do it, so that now there's two separations from the actual person doing the study. And the study is done, and there'll be a group that doesn't have the patch, and then a group that does have the patch. It's basically the bottom line on it. But nobody knows, so far, nobody knows who's in which group. Everybody gets something that looks like a patch, but nobody knows who's getting what. And then, so they collect data on that. And one of the things that stood out to me, David, you definitely have to listen to David to hear all this stuff. But Dr. Connor talked about how the gut health is improved, that in the first 24 hours has changed. And then within a week, it's completely balanced out, so that that's where all the amino acids and so on that builds the GHK copper and motivates all that to happen once you put the patch on, that's happening in your gut. So anyway, that's really stood out to me. So this lab does the test. They write up the data that they found. This is what happened when we did this. That is sent yet to another place to be analyzed. And it's not until that point anybody in that whole line knows who got the patch and who didn't get the patch. So there's no way that just because I want it to be true, I might fudge my data a little bit, or, oh, well, that probably meant this or that. There's none of that. When LifeWave says a patch does something, it does something. And that's the great thing about having the inventor, a scientist, as the CEO, because he's not going to put out something that he can't prove. And it's all going to be in the medical journals really soon. And yeah, the belief is easy to keep up with because we've got everything to prove it. So anybody who comes at you with, I can't believe that, just point him in the right direction.
Tim, did you hit on the p-value? Because that was something that I thought was quite exceptional. This 0.03 and 0.035, this means basically this isn't an accident.
Right. That's the bottom line on it. That is it. Basically, you could take statistics and prove anything, that rocks fly by themselves if you want to. But if you're doing the science, the lower that p-value is, the more likely there's no likelihood that this could have happened by accident, that what you said was going to happen is actually happening. That's the significant factor. You have to prove below that 5%, and the lower it goes, the better. So they've got, statistical significance on what the patches do. And, if it doesn't do that, then now they've proved, well, I guess I was wrong about that, and they start over. So research is for that. It's not just to prove, yeah, this is great, buy it. It's about proving whether your product works or not. And that's what's going on here. The p-value is the significant part of the numbers that prove this thing works.
Thank you guys so much for helping me out. Back to you, Robin.
Okay, well, thank you all. That was wonderful. It is very rare in the network marketing world to do the level of research. This company invests millions and millions of dollars. And we heard from Jim the other day that we now have over 100 clinical studies. They're not all published yet, but that's really, and David he's like a little kid when a new one comes out. I heard some other things that he recently got patents on. He's got over 100 patents and patent pendings. So we are in the right place at the right time. So now what we want to do is bring on Zena and Clarissa. Come on back, Clarissa, and Zena join you. Come on screen. Great. And I'm going to get off screen. And these two are going to talk about our keynote speaker, Michelle Poehler. Oh my gosh. She had people pretty darn excited. So over to you guys.
Hi, great. Hi, guys. So Michelle Poehler, she was talking about fear. and through her talk, realized that fear really is and can be a dream stealer. So we certainly don't want that happening. She went on to talk about our comfort zones and how we all have one and how it is unique to each and every one of us. And we are to expand our comfort zones, or as like Gregory said this morning, we got to stretch ourselves so that we can conquer fear. And the good news is when we do this, when we stretch ourselves and expand our comfort zones, we can certainly change and make a positive change here. One of the other things she was talking about is naysayers and how we must guard ourselves from giving them power to define our lives, and instead use it to your advantage. So not necessarily ignore criticism, but she talked about 4 steps. So one is being honest. Is what they're saying to you, is there any truth to it? 2, don't take it personally. We all know that when someone is speaking, they're talking from their perspective. So take that into account as well too. 3, make a choice. Is it someone that you respect? Is it somebody that has your best interest in mind? And if that's the case, it's something you might want to chew on. 4, take action. So decide, taking a look at the criticism. Is it something that you can change, something that we can learn and grow from? Another point that she was talking about too, which is so true, and we kind of have a tendency to forget about it, is that no one judges us quite the way we judge ourselves. We can be our own worst critics, and we need to be mindful of that as well too. She sort of says that, brave leaders do it from a place of honesty, taking chances and being really real with themselves and with their teams. And I do believe that anyone can truly become a leader. And lastly, one of my favorite sayings that she had on her training of fear was, what's the best that can happen? I truly feel I'm a positive person and I like this. And she's right. When we overcome fear, we take control of our destiny and our future and our dreams. And I think that's awesome. But again, what's the best that can happen? Coach Clarissa, what stood out for you in this training?
Yeah, thanks for that, Zena. Most leaders and speakers talk about the what and the why. We were inspired, right? And specifically, Michelle Pollard, she reminded of us about our why and our what. But the question is, I want all of you to listen carefully. All we need to know is how can we develop the how? Because everything is given. And then with that fear, those challenges, and then the next thing for us is when and how we can act upon it to serve our purpose as a life wave distributor. Now, my encouragement for all of us is to work closely with your active leaders. Dig deep inside in your heart. What are you interested to be or do? Or what are you interested to have? We just don't have the command in the time in our command right now, but we have tools already. We have the company, the products, the support system, our team, our system and platform. Plus the fact that you are here with us right now, it means that you are ready. We are all ready. Yes, the future is so bright. That's why we're ready. So watch the replay from Nova, discuss it with your team, then pick a specific video from your InTouch. Second, internalize it. Third, share it. Fourth, follow through. Fifth, be the salt and light. Us, all of us, as a salt, to reach out to people to make their life better. And Life Wave, as the light, it's so bright, to make their future brighter. So be the salt and light. That's us, and that is Life Wave. So now my encouragement, so let's stop trying. Let's start achieving. So now the next step is to act. Your immediate action, your courage to make a difference and touch lives. Let's succeed. So thank you so much, Zena, and every all of the leaders here. Back to you, the virtual stage, Robin.
Thank you, Clarissa and Zena. It's just really fun for me to listen to everybody. I feel like I'm back there and I'm hearing things I might not have even heard. So it's so wonderful to hear what everyone gleaned. Okay, now we get to go to the place at, this was kind of like the highlight of everything for everyone. And I know there was a lot of us that were in tears at this point. So I want to turn it back to Michelle to talk a little bit about David's very powerful close. Michelle.
Hi, Robin. Thank you. Yes, that was so exciting, David's close. So I guess what I would call it is a visionary's vision for the future. Oh my goodness. How do I put this into words? David Schmidt is such a model of integrity, of honesty, of true vision and purpose and humility and incredible intelligence. And he took us on a little, like a walk through a day in our future. And when I consider that there were over 3,000 people on this conference from from 50 countries, to think that we were all joined, like almost like a group meditation, to bring forth this incredibly positive, uplifting vision for our future, it just gives me goosebumps. So he took us through a day of what it could be in our future, from the moment we woke up and applied patches to what we saw when we looked out the door, out our window, and the world that we looked at, the beauty and the harmony and the peace in the world. And a very interesting, like, medical type bed that we might take advantage of to heal. And he took us through this vision, and I closed my eyes alternatively with opening and seeing these incredible pictures on the screen of what this could look like. But just to imagine that there were so many of us joined in this common vision, and how powerful it is when there are many people envisioning something as positive as this, I feel like there is every 100% chance that this is actually going to be our future. So one of the things that David closed with was, he said that we all have the incredible opportunity to bring the healing power of light to the world. So back to you, Robin.
Oh my goodness. Let's take a deep breath on all of that. You guys were amazing. And you could feel it. It's in the room. So Gregory, we'll let you close down the conference. And we have a few other things to talk about for the week.
Sure.
This has been so beautiful. Thank you.
Well, wow. Thank you, Michelle. And that last 10 minutes where David took us on a trip, put us out there 10 years from now on what the future could be like, reminded me of, the famous quote from the Bible, without vision, the people perish. Well, we certainly have a visionary at the top of our company, and we're not going to perish. We're going to flourish, so there's no telling, lengthening our telomeres and, growing younger and, just living a long, young life. And so thank you, Clarissa. I should be wearing my sunglasses also, because our future with LifeWave is so bright. And after 30 plus years in this industry, and Robin, 20, and many of you 10, 20, 30, 40-year veterans on the phone with us, we've seen a lot, but I've never seen anything like this. I've never seen a company with this type of solidity and vision and purpose and focus to do good in the world. And together we get to do that. So, it's so exciting, the opportunity we have. And thank you, Clarissa. You said it's time to stop trying and start achieving. And this is such a tremendous opportunity. It's a new day, it's a new year, and we are blessed to be with a company that's going to lead the charge in a whole new wave of health and wellness. And this is an opportunity to make a qualitative and quantitative difference in people's lives. People you love and care for, and people you don't know. People you'll be touching lives the world around, and maybe you'll be touching, hands the world around and beaches the world around, because I see world travel in our future. I see a healthier planet and an opportunity for us to make a difference and live an abundant life and a healthy life. So gosh, I just, we have so much to talk about. I don't know if there's any of our speakers tonight. Thank you everyone for sharing. If you have any final comments you'd like to share, just feel free to pop on for a minute or so and, share any final closing comments and, and really go forward, because, this is a new day. Here it is. It's Monday, February 8th, and things will never be the same. The past is prologue, the future is bright. So if anyone would like to share any final comments, then we'll kind of bring it to a wrap and talk about some of the other things that, that we, some housekeeping business we want to share with you, and spin the wheel for our vibrant living group. But if there's anyone that wants to jump in, go ahead and do so. Otherwise, we'll just kind of move it along. I do want to mention, go ahead. Hey, all right. The future is bright.
That says it all.
It says it all. Hey, that's awesome.
Shall we, honey?
Yes, we shall. Hold on just one
Clarissa, is there
second.
something you wanted to share?
Yeah, go ahead, Clarissa.
Yeah, just not a random act of kindness this time. It's an intentional act of kindness, because the future is here. Thanks so much.
Beautiful.
Thank
Living
you.
with intention, intentional acts of kindness, and just keep patching. Great. Well, I do want to point out to everybody, I'm going to share screen once more. We covered a lot in this call here, and share where we go. Success in 2020 and beyond. Robin talked about, all the wonderful things of Emily, Rex, and Tiffany, and Calissa talked about Jason Fowler, and David's landmark keynote address, Dr. Melissa Connor on the science, and Michelle Poehler on overcoming our fears, David's visionary close, and why LifeWave, why now, what's next, that's up to us. So I do want to point out to everybody that the morning and afternoon sessions are now available for unlimited viewing at liveyoungeryoutube.com. Our intention is to break, right now there's just 2 segments. So there's 2 2-hour segments. You can go and watch, you can fast forward to the section you want, but we're going to pull out some of those key points, because that morning keynote that David did is going to be so powerful. And we're going to pull that out, edit that out so it's shareable, because what a powerful thing to share with someone that may be sitting on the fence. Maybe it's a doctor, maybe it's a health professional, maybe it's your mother, your brother, or your neighbor, but they just want to know a little bit more. Anybody watches that, David's keynote address, they're going to be calling you back saying, how do I get it? How do I get involved? So that's in store. We'll be working on that in the days to come. So with that being said, I'll pass it back to you, Robin, to talk briefly about, well, let's see, we had a couple of specials, I'll just touch on real quickly, that were launched at the conference. We have a new 3-day special promo, and this is day 1. It's available for 2 more days, where you can buy 2X39, get a free Silent Night and glutathione, and that's available for anyone. And then there's a new 30-day spring sprint incentives, okay? And you got to see the flyer for the details. Too much to go into in detail on this call, but you can earn points, you can earn prizes, and you can earn bonuses. And that's a 30-day incentive. So very exciting, very juicy. And if you did participate and pay for the conference, there are many downloads and promos and replays that Robin, you already mentioned, available for everyone. So very, very exciting to have that happening. And Robin, maybe you want to talk just briefly about our dear friend, JJ Genevieve Joshua, that's going to be doing 30 Minutes of Wisdom this coming Friday.
All right. Well, twice a month, the 2nd and 4th Friday, we have 30 Minutes of Wisdom, an opportunity for personal and professional development. And JJ Joshua is going to be our guest speaker, talking about 2021 Start Strong for Awesome Results. And this is for your personal and professional life. This woman is a master of change. And I know some people don't like that word, but we've got to embrace it. And she's going to help guide us through it. And we are up for some awesome results. So that'll be Friday morning at 8 a.m. Pacific on Live Younger Zoom. And then just briefly, I wanted to share this week, we have Dr. Walt, who will be on our call tomorrow evening. He's an acupuncture physician who I've thoroughly enjoyed getting to know. I had several conversations with him today, actually. And then it's time for we always want to thank Judy for Nitty Gritty. If you guys are not tapping into Nitty Gritty, I just love, love, love our training website that Judy Daniel, our senior presidential, created for all of us. And she created
And
it
real
for
briefly, Robin, before we change gears, I do want to mention, starting this Saturday, we did a pilot Saturday morning training a couple of weeks ago. But this Saturday we had, well, I guess it was a little over a week ago, but starting this Saturday, every Saturday morning, 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern, we're going to do a Saturday morning weekly distributor training. And it's going to be a 4-week cycle. We're going to mirror our proven plan of action, which is prepare, share, care, and enroll. So every week we'll be focused on one segment of that proven plan of action. We're going to kick it off this coming Saturday, talking about being prepared for success. And so it's going to be a great weekly training. It'll be available for replay for new distributors, for veterans alike. So this Saturday we begin again our Saturday morning trainings.
Okay. Well, we have a lot going on in our Live Younger community. Oh my goodness. So thank you, Judy Daniel. There she is, that Judy Joy. Oh, what a gift to all of us you are. It has changed my life, saved me so much time. So if you're not familiar with it, go there and you're going to fall in love with that site because it answers so many questions. And Judy always has a what's new section. She's constantly enhancing things. So if you have ideas to have it be even better, she'll do it. Okay, and then I want to get to our weekly contest. So every week we have about 7 more weeks, I believe. When you share your story on our Vibrant Living Facebook group, you become part of the big spin. And we will be giving away a sleeve of X39 plus 30 of these business gift cards. And these gift cards are an opportunity to give someone a single sample down at the bottom. You see that? And if you listen to Ron Rabin on October 26th, our Monday night call, he'll tell you exactly what to say. He is one of the top income earners in the whole company. And he's not been around that long. So, and he's a full-time chimney sweep. So we love Ron. So are you ready for the spin? I couldn't get the sound, but I do have, last week I had it together here, but we are going to do the drum roll. Okay, and the spin is on. And who is the winner? Doo-doo-doo. And it is Darlene. All right, Darlene K. Well, she actually had 2 entries. So she got put in the spin twice. We had someone else that did that too. We had Darlene and we had Ravel. So you can increase your chances. So we'll be getting those off to you, Darlene, in priority mail tomorrow. 30 cards, a sleeve of X39, and enjoy. Okay, and then finally we've got our please tap in.
Real briefly, Robin, I do want to mention everybody, the Lifeway Corporate Business Builders Facebook group. And again, that's where I snatched that 9-minute summary from Jim this morning. And there's 30 more minutes of meaty overview. So, you know, everyone should join that Facebook group and you'll get notices. I think they're going live. Emily's typically going live. It seems like every Monday morning. Giving us, you know, news and information. So it's a really important way of staying current with what's happening with corporate.
Great. Okay.
And if you want to stay current, what's happening with the Live Younger community, you know, subscribe to our text messaging system. We'll send you a little SMS reminder 1 hour before each of our calls. Just to enroll, just you text Live Younger to 96,000. So in the to section of your text message, you hit 96000, 3 zeros. And in the message is just Live Younger with or without a space. And we'll start sending you reminders for all of our calls.
Okay, well, it's time for us to say goodbye. I think we went through everything we wanted to go through tonight. And again, huge thank yous for all of our leaders that participated tonight and everyone. We are in the right place at the right time with the right team with the right products to transform people's experience of the aging process. So blessings to all. Any final words, Gregory?
Well, just gratitude. So grateful for each and every one of you, for our corporate partners, and just for the beautiful, bright future that we share together.
Yeah. Thanks, everybody.
Good night. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.